In the Far East, they've got this tree called the Chinese bamboo tree. And this tree has got a really hard nut. The seedling is very hard. So when you put it into the ground, you've got to water it and nurture it for over 5 years before it actually breaks through the ground. Can you imagine watering and nurturing a seedling for 5 years before it actually breaks through the ground? It's ridiculous. But once it has broken through the ground, it takes another 6 weeks of nurturing and watering before it grows 90 feet tall. It becomes this majestic tree. Now the question I always ask is, has it grown 90 feet tall in 5 years or in 6 weeks? Of course, it's been over 5 years, but what people see is they see the growth from when it pops through the ground to when it becomes 90 feet tall, and they say it's going to take me 6 weeks to get this going. So then they go and buy the nut, they put it in the ground, they water it and nurture it for 6 weeks, nothing happens, and they give up. And I think that's the idea of get rich quick. You know, a lot of people sell this idea of get rich quick, and then people believe it, they try it, and if it doesn't work out after the first 6 weeks or 2 months or 3 months, they give up. And I think if you really want to be successful, my personal opinion is you're going to have to be patient, perseverant and positive, because it's not going to happen soon. It's not going to happen early. It's going to take the 5, 6, 10 years before you actually break through the ground, but then you're going to see the explosion of growth as long as you stick with your guns. You know, and on this journey, while you're busy watering your dream, people are going to laugh at you. You know, they're going to say, look at this guy. Look at him, he's watering this dream for 5 years, he's got nothing to show for it. Look at this guy. They're gonna laugh at you. I mean, I had so many people at work that I thought were friends laugh at me when I started my Facebook page. And other friends, close friends of mine who are no longer close friends, who laughed at the videos that I made, these YouTube videos. They said to me, Lawrence, what are you doing, man? You're making a fool of yourself. You don't know how to make these inspirational videos. You don't know how to inspire people. And I thought, you're right. I don't know. But how else am I going to learn if I don't try? So I completely agreed with them, and I understood they were maybe trying to help me, but honestly speaking, if I didn't try, fail, and learn, I wouldn't have gotten further. I wouldn't have gotten on this road where now I make these videos all the time and I love it. And maybe they're still not that good. I'm still in the learning process, but they're getting better every time that I try. I get feedback, I learn, and I improve them. And what's so funny is, recently, one of those friends from work asked me how my Facebook page was doing, and I told them that we'd reached over 25,000 followers, and her jaw dropped to the ground. And I'm reminded of the quote from Frank Sinatra, who said, "The best revenge is massive success." And afterwards, she asked me, how did I do it? And could I teach her? And all these great things. And it turns out she actually wants to start her own business, online business, and now I'm coaching her on that. And it's funny how in the beginning people will ask you, why are you doing this? Why are you going on this journey? You don't know how to do it. And once you have a bit of success and you've actually persevered through the hard times and you've watered this nut and you've watered this dream of yours sufficiently that you start to see a little bit of growth, people are going to ask you, how did you do it? So I guess the moral of the story is to tell you that it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, and we have to get into that mindset that things are going to be tough when we follow our dream, when we follow our purpose, when we learn something new, when we try something out of our comfort zone. It's going to be hard. And we're going to have to spend hours and hours working on the seed, watering the seed, nurturing the seed, working on our business, meeting new clients, learning the market, understanding our product, testing our commercial model. All these things, you're going to have to work so hard. But eventually, when you do break through the ground, you're going to see this exponential growth. And I love what Tony Robbins says. He says that people are rewarded in public for the hours and hours of sacrifice they do in their private time. That people will see your success, but they won't see the hard work you had to put into it. So whatever your dream is, whatever your ambition is, know that it's possible. And along the journey, as it's hard, it will be, stay positive, be patient, and persevere, and you will also change the game. Even if you're just getting it right 3% of the time, you're going to get to the destination. You just need to act. Can you imagine that Apollo 11 stopped after 20 minutes of flying and said, no, we've only been on course 2% of the time, and we've been off course 2%. No, we have to come back.